So today I'm behind the wheel of the 2022 Acura MDX SH all-wheel drive A-Spec, and I'm going to take some time to go through the interior of this thing. So starting as I normally do, from left to right. Over on the left, you got window switches, you got your door locks, you got your rear mirror adjust. Up top, you got your door latch. To the right of that, you've got some buttons for the different presets you can set for the driver seating position. To the right of that, you've got an up and down button for the lighting level of the gauge cluster. You've got a button right here, which when pressed, showcases the different safety settings which you can enable and disable with the vehicle. Push it again and that will disappear. Then you have traction control off. You got a parking sensor button, and right here is the parking brake latch. Moving to the gauge cluster. It's a full digital screen which can be switched between two different themes or layouts. So going all the way to the bottom, you got gauge layout. This is the crafted gauge layout. Basically the tach is over on the left, speedometer over on the right, and there's also this kind of like power monitor bar graph. So when you switch it to advanced, the tach is front and center. Speedometer is a bar graph over on the right, and the power monitor is over on the left. It's kind of a more sporty screen. I prefer to leave it on this screen. It showcases what mode you're in, what drive mode of the dynamic mode, and it'll change the color scheme to match. So snow is white, comfort blue, normal white, sport is red. You can kind of hear an audible chime with that as well. And it also changed different details over on the right, which I'll showcase when I do get to the drive mode, dynamic mode toggle. But you also see what gear you're in, temps, fuel gauge as well, and the range to empty. Moving to the steering wheel, how I was adjusting everything up there is this little dial over here. So there's different screens that you can go between. So you got trip, computer, navigation, maintenance, tire pressure. The all-wheel drive will showcase what wheel is getting power to it on this graph. A G-force meter, driver attention level, blank screen, the safety support, and this is where I got into the gauge settings. And that's all accessible here. So you got cruise control settings all wrapped around it as well. Over on the right, you got volume control, tuner, scroll. So if you hit apps right here, it kind of will showcase up top as well, between phone, Sirius XM, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Alexa.
I'm having trouble connecting.
See?
Check your network connection and try again.
She wants to talk and interrupt my video. But those are the different things you can switch between over on the right. This is obviously back, and you can talk to the vehicle right here. On the back of the steering wheel, there are paddles for shifting down a gear and up a gear. And the bottom of the steering wheel features A-Spec written on it. Give you a better look at the steering wheel. Tucked behind the steering wheel, there's the engine start-stop button. Then you have the navigation screen. So let's go back home. So these are the different apps, you could say, that you can switch between. So you have navigation, Apple CarPlay, Sirius XM, Android Auto, Alexa.
I'm having trouble connecting. Check your network connection and try again.
Every time I say her name, she wants to pop in the video, and then the phone as well. Over on the right, you can kind of customize between the a few different screens you want to set between, and I'll showcase down below how I was kind of toggling them. Below that, you've got your hazards button, 2 vents, and you've got the temperature control for the vehicle, all the different buttons that should require, fan buttons, anything you've pretty much come to know and love in vehicles all across the world. There's no really need to talk about those, but you do get ventilated seats, 3 different settings for them, heated seats, 3 different settings for them as well as an auto button. So that's for both the driver and the passenger. Right here, front and center, is a cool dynamic mode, basically the drive mode of the vehicle toggle. So that's how I was changing the gauge cluster color scheme between the different drive modes. So I'm going to kind of put everything in view to showcase just what it's changing for the whole vehicle. So normal, comfort, snow, and sport. So if you push in, you're also on individual, which can be customized if you press and hold. And now I can change between the different options of that drive mode. So engine can be between comfort, normal, and sport. Steering, comfort, normal, sport. Suspension, same, comfort, normal, sport. The engine start stop can be enabled or disabled. The gauge cluster can be adjusted here as well between a normal, comfort, and sport setting. So I'm gonna kind of showcase that. And sport. And the lighting of the vehicle as well between those three different options. Below that knob, you have the buttons for the transmission. So you have park, reverse is kind of like a down latch, neutral, and drive and sport. So you push it once, put your foot on the brake, push it once, you're in drive, illuminated by that D right there. Push it again, you're in sport, and you can shift gears in both sport or drive. Put it back to park for safety. Over on the left, you've got the auto start stop button for the engine. You can turn that off. You got the brake hold button right here, which if you're at a red light, put your foot on the brake, push this, it will hold the vehicle for you and allow you to stretch your leg if you're in a lot of traffic. Over on the right, you've got hidden charging ports. So push down once and it will reveal USB-C and an old school USB port. Put it back and hide it away. You have the infotainment touchpad over here on the left, volume control, and you can turn off the volume over on the right. And this is just a quick tuner button as well. A little cubby hole for a cell phone or something small. It's kind of like an arm spot to put your wrist once you're using the infotainment center. This is a charge pad which can be turned off for your cell phone or a device, maybe a small tablet. 2 cup holders. You got the armrest. Features a 12 smoker's port 12-volt plug right there. USB hidden in there as well. It's pretty deep. On the passenger side, you got a glove box. Give you a look at the passenger door. The design of the seats. This is 3 rows. Features a sunroof for the first 2 rows. And then the sunroof controls. But that is pretty much the interior of the 2022 Acura MDX SH all-wheel drive A-Spec. If there's some feature in the vehicle that I didn't go to in detail on that you want some detail on or some questions answered, be sure to leave them in the comments below and I would love to find the answer for you. Thanks for watching.